My stomach dropped. Dad had apparently sent a formal complaint email to the principal about Mr. Peterson. He'd included everything I told him, but he'd made it sound way worse than it was. He said Mr. Peterson was targeting me and creating a hostile learning environment. He demanded that I be moved to a different English class. Principal Hayes asked me to explain my side. I tried to backtrack and say it wasn't that bad, but Dad kept interrupting, saying I was just scared to speak up. The principal said she'd look into it and dismissed us. I was mortified. The next day, Mr. Peterson didn't even look at me in class, but after the bell rang, he asked me to stay behind. Once everyone left, he said he heard about the complaint. He said he was disappointed I didn't come to him first if I had concerns. Then he said going forward, he'd be documenting everything to protect himself. His whole tone had changed. He wasn't mean anymore, but he wasn't human either, just cold and professional. Word got around school fast. Some kids thought it was cool that I got my dad involved, but most people thought I was a snitch who couldn't handle a tough teacher. Sarah, the girl I liked, stopped talking to me. My friends started making jokes about me running to daddy whenever things got hard. Within a week, I'd become that kid, the one who complained to the principal, the one whose dad fought his battles for him. I confronted my dad at home. I told him he'd made everything worse and embarrassed me. He said he was protecting me, and that's what parents do. He said when I was older, I'd understand he did the right thing, but I didn't feel protected. I felt exposed and humiliated. The worst part was Mr. Peterson's class after that. He never said anything mean again. He was perfectly polite and fair, but there was this wall between us now. Every interaction felt documented and careful. I actually missed when he was just a jerk, because at least that felt real. By the end of the semester, I asked to transfer to a different English class anyway. Not because of Mr. Peterson, but because I couldn't stand the awkwardness. Dad took that as proof he'd been right all along. After that, I stopped telling him anything real. When I didn't make varsity basketball, I said I was fine with it. When Sarah started dating someone else, I didn't mention it. When I started having anxiety attacks before tests, I dealt with it alone. Dad would still ask how school was going, and I'd say great. He'd ask if any teachers were giving me trouble, and I'd say no. He probably thought his little talk had fixed everything, that I trusted him because he'd stood up for me. But really, I just learned that telling him the truth meant losing control of the situation. He'd take what I said and turn it.